I do not discriminate against cookies. I'm very progressive that way. Hey there folks, my name is Andrew Ray. You might know me from the Babish Culinary Universe. Today I'm at Delish Studios because it's cookie season. I just put out a new cookbook, Basics with Babish. It's all about getting back to basics and doing them as best as possible with a whole lot of room for customization. You're putting your own spin on things. Cookies are a great place to do this, especially during the holidays. You can mix anything you want in there and they're gonna come out awesome. At the base of this recipe is a really solid cookie dough. Where it becomes your own is what you mix in. What do you mix in? Everything, anything. Let your petulant inner child out, mix in all the stuff you possibly can from your candy closet, and get ready to be the most popular kid in cookie class. One easy way to take your cookies to the next level, if there's butter in it, you're gonna wanna brown it. This caramelizes the milk solids in the butter, giving it this toasty, nutty, depth, complexity to it that you wouldn't get otherwise. And it's just one extra step. All right, so I'm going to cook this butter gently until the milk solids separate and brown. Something you need to do is swirl it, keep it moving constantly. Otherwise, water in the butter is going to create these sort of super pockets underneath the fat and explode and make a mess of the kitchen and possibly send you to the burn ward. Once it starts to really bubble and foam, I'm going to turn down the heat. If you hear any loud noises, take it off the heat, swirl it, stir it, whatever you gotta do. So I'm gonna throw a couple small ice cubes in there. When you brown butter, it loses a lot of moisture, so you can add a couple cubes of ice if it's browning too quickly, or if you wanna cool it off faster so you can use it sooner. So now you can just leave this out at room temperature because we want it to become soft and gooey, like this. So first I'm gonna combine my non-sugar dry ingredients. That is flour, baking soda, baking powder, salt, and finely ground hazelnut flavored coffee. This is optional, but I love adding a tablespoon of hazelnut flavored coffee, really finely ground, because it darkens the color of the cookies and it adds just this perfect new layer of flavor. Totally optional if you don't like coffee, but it's gonna, that. So first I'm gonna cream together the butter and the sugars. This is gonna help give the cookies a little bit of volume and make sure that they don't flatten out like pancakes. So first in the bowl of a stand mixer, I'm gonna combine our sugar, our brown sugar, and our brown butter. And then I'm gonna cream that together 1 to 2 minutes until it's a little fluffy. This is gonna help give the cookies some volume and keep them from spreading out too much. Then first I'm gonna crack the eggs into a bowl. This way if I get any shell fragments in there, I can fish them out without ruining the butter-sugar mixture. Then I'm gonna add the eggs one at a time, making sure they're fully incorporated before adding the next, scraping down the sides of the bowl as I go. Then once everything's nice and creamed together, we're going to add the dry mixture all at once, mix until just combined. So now, before adding mix-ins, optionally, you can refrigerate your cookie dough for like 3 days. This really deepens the flavor, improves the color, improves the look of the cookies. It's worth doing if you have the time. If not, it's time to start adding in our mix-ins. What mix-ins? All the mix-ins. Chocolate chip cookies, nothing wrong with that. Really fantastic, tale as old as time. Everything cookies, bring it to a whole new level. I'm about cookie excess, okay? So I add everything, salty, sweet, savory, the works. It turns your cookies into an event with a story. I love all cookies. Is that a hot take? I love all cookies. Thin and crispy, thick and chewy and melty. I love them. And with as little as chocolate chips, it's still a fantastic party in my mouth. With all this other stuff, it becomes just something else entirely. One is not necessarily greater than the other. It's about the experience. Is Transformers better than 12 Angry Men? Well, no, but that's a bad example. My 3 favorite store-bought cookies. The child in me wants Chips Ahoy. In fact, sometimes I will chop up Chips Ahoy and put them in my cookies. Honestly, I love the soft-baked grocery store cookies, the ones up front for like $2 for 10 dozen. There's something fantastically, animalistically enjoyable about those that I love them. Grocery store cookies, cheap, soft-eaten, 10 years old, they're amazing. I do not discriminate against cookies. I'm very progressive that way. Whoa! Too many. Now let's get ready to make a joyful noise. There we go. So now it's time to scoop out onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. I'm gonna use an ice cream scoop. You could just grab it by the hunkful and put it down, but for nice, evenly portioned cookies, ice cream scoop. Then you can either fridge the dough, get it nice and firm, which is gonna give you taller, prouder cookies, or you can go straight in the oven and you're gonna get thinner, flatter cookies. All right, so these guys are going into a preheated 350 Fahrenheit oven for 15 to 22 minutes, depending on their size, depending on how done you like them. I like my cookies medium rare, more or less time. Just take them out when they look good and brown and ready to eat. One way to tell if your cookies are done is to grab them by the edges and gently rotate them. If they stay together, if they don't fall apart, they're done. That's all there is to it. I like to put them out on a rack, cool them a little faster. It gets the insides denser. If you really want dense insides, then throw these in the fridge while they're still hot. We have a variety of different mix-ins here. I'm gonna go for the sort of everything cookie. I love the height of it. Like, this is gonna be sort of dense and cookie dough-like in the center. That's right where I wanna live. Right off the bat, you're getting hit with all these mix-ins and they're amazing. But underneath it all, you've got just the subtlest hint of coffee. I love adding coffee for that reason. It's not like these are coffee cookies. They just have that flavor hanging out in the background. Same with the brown butter. It just makes the whole experience richer and nuttier and deeper. Just all the crazy mix-ins just add different kinds of texture. When you're biting through, you're catching melty, you're catching crunchy, you know, the salty, sweet. It's everything. They're everything cookies. And it's the perfect holiday cookie because what are holidays about other than excess? And these are cookies in excess. You sit by the fire, you have one of these giant cookies. It's celebratory. It's the best way to get into the season, I think. I'm filled with holiday cheer, literally. My new book, Basics with Babish, this recipe and so many others, it's on sale now. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all that stuff. It's got tons of recipes that you can enjoy this holiday season and year-round. For more holiday recipes and inspiration, you can go to my YouTube channel, Babish Culinary Universe, or you can stick right here at Delish. That's what I'm gonna do. Ooh, that's my favorite.